What's up, Storykin? Welcome back to Honey and Prose, where cozy reads, diverse voices, and soulful stories come to life. Let's get into it. So today's video is going to be sort of a combo video. I am going to sort of do my April wrap up and my May TBR all together in one video. So I am going to jump right in with my April reads, and I read a grand total of 3 books for April. And we're going to get started. The first one was my Honey and Prose Book Club book choice for the month of April. And that was All Her Little Secrets by Wanda M. Morris. And this book was something else. I am going to say that I felt like there was a lot of story building going on at the beginning of this book. And I almost DNF'd it. But it picked up, and I kind of figured out why they did so much story building in the beginning of the story. But this is about at least Little John. She is a lawyer. She has an Ivy League degree. She works for this company, and I forgot the name of the company. But she goes to work one day and she finds her supervisor dead. But instead of her calling the police, she sort of walked out and left him there for somebody else to find. And then once he died, she got his position, and then it all goes downhill from there. But in a good way, it all goes downhill from there. And there were a lot of twists and turns, a lot of sneaking around, finding out her background. It was just a lot. So this book I would highly recommend. This was definitely a 5-star read for April. The next book I had to read in order to get ready for the book that will be coming out this month on the 13th. And it is Kennedy Ryan, This Could Be Us. I loved this book from day one. This book is about Soledad. So there's Yasmin, Soledad, and Hendrix. This is Soledad's book. And Soledad was married to a guy who in Yasmin's book. So in the first book, which was Yasmin's book called Before I Let Go, you kind of saw that Soledad's husband wasn't as attentive to her and her girls as he should have been. But in this book, you find out why he is a complete ass, and all of the dealings that he was going through and how he left her and her girls high and dry. But also on the other side, you meet Judah Cross. And Judah Cross is everything, especially for her. But because of the things that happened to her in her in her marriage, she was a little bit hesitant. She wanted it to be about her starting to love herself first before she could get into another relationship. But oh my God, the twists and turns and all the goodness that is in this book, another 5-star read. Another 5-star read. And I cannot wait until Hendrix. I know her book is going to be a little bit unhinged. I know some people got the e-arcs, but yeah, I cannot wait for Can't Get Enough to come out on the 13th. I already pre-ordered it. So the last book that I read, and this book is quite tabbed up. This was for all of my tabs, if you can see them. I'm a little bit, let's see. My lighting goes up and down because it's cloudy outside. But let's see. Okay. Let's bring it back this way. And this is The New Menopause. This one was for sort of professional reasons. I am a women's health nurse as well as a menopause coach. So I kind of wanted to keep up on the new, let's see if I can bring it there. You can see it a little bit better. On the new sort of findings about menopause And if you are perimenopausal or menopausal or postmenopausal, I highly recommend this book. This type of book I am not going to read. I'm not going to rate. It is not fiction whatsoever. It is for educational purposes. So I do, once again, highly recommend this book because a lot of times menopause is not talked about, although I do see that it is being talked about a little bit more now. But it's not generally talked about. A lot of times you'll go to your primary doctor and they don't have the answers that you want. So this book tells you how you can sort of interview, for lack of a better word, doctors until you find a doctor that's going to help you with your particular menopausal needs. And a lot of other things about hormone replacement and things like that. Excellent resource for those of us in this stage of life. Sorry about the portion of my video that was blurry. It looks like the rest of the video was blurry, so I had to at least re-record this part of it. And these are the books that I am going to be reading in May. And the first book is going to be the Honey Prose Book Club pick for May. And this is Sisters with a Side of Greens. I'm actually going to be reading this on my Kindle. It is available on Kindle Unlimited. So I'm going to quickly read the synopsis here. And this is two strong-willed sisters fight their way to forgiveness in this feel-good Southern fiction. For fans of Terry McMillan and KJ Del Antonia's The Chicken Sisters. Sisters Rose Tillman and Marvina Nash haven't spoken in decades. Not since Rose sent Marvina $40 to register their business and Marvina spent it on something else. Rose begins a long career at the post office and Marvina spends her weekends cooking chicken dinners for the church fundraiser. Marvina never leaves a canister of her mama's special spice mix in the church kitchen, and she shares this recipe with no one. Rose never forgave Marvina for that $40 betrayal, but when she retires, she's still dreaming of opening a restaurant with her sister, using Mama's secret spice mix to make their fortune in fried chicken and Southern comfort food. To her horror, Rose realizes she's forgotten the spice mix recipe. There's nothing to do but get in her car, drive the 2 hours to Marvina's house back in Fork City, Texas. Marvina's determined never to speak to Rose again, but figures she'll meet her on the doorstep to hear what she has to say before closing the door in her face. Of course, that's not what happens next, as the sisters find a way to turn their mama's legacy into a bright new future for their whole community. So I have already started reading it. This is another one of those sort of story builder where they kind of introduce you to the characters and all the things that they go through that builds up to them meeting on that front porch. That's the part of the story that I'm in now. So far, so good. I am liking this book. So the next book that I have on my May TBR is called Real Love by Alexandria House. This one is one of those TikTok made me pick it up type of books. Let me see if I can zoom out a bit. But one of those TikTok made me buy it sort of books. It says outspoken and more than capable of backing up her words, loan officer Denise Buhari, my name is Denise, is finally back on her feet after years of rebuilding her life following a horrible marriage and divorce. But when she is ready to head into a future she sure will be bright, the rug is pulled out from under her again. Tattoo artist Hassan Peterson, family name, meets Denise through her job, and although their relationship is initially contentious, it soon blossoms into a friendship that leads them to passionate feelings neither can deny. Could it be that Denise and Hassan are destined to share a love that is unavoidable and undeniable, a real love? So let me bring that to you. So this is part of a series of books. There's like 3 books in the series. I have 2 of them and I'm going to pick up that last one, but we are going to start with this one. The next book on my list is a book that I am also reading at the same time that I am reading Sisters with a Side of Greens. And this is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. And this one is actually going to be a movie. I don't know if it is going to be a movie based on the 3 books in the series or just Children of Blood and Bone. This says, Zeli Adebola remembers when the soil of Orisha hummed with magic, burners ignited flames, titers beckoned waves, and Zeli's reaper mother summoned forth souls. But everything changed once magic disappeared. Under the orders of a ruthless king, the Magi were targeted and killed, leaving Zeli without a mother and her people without hope. Now Zeli has one chance to bring back magic, striking against the crown prince who is hell-bent on eradicating magic for good. In a land where snow leopards prowl and vengeful spirits wait in the waters, the greatest threat may be Zeli herself as she struggles to control her powers and her growing feelings for the enemy. So when you first meet Zeli, and I hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly, probably not, she is learning how to fight. She has a teacher who is sort of an elder, Mama Agba, and she is teaching the girls how to fight. But this is like being done in secret. So as like these warriors come in that are like warriors for the king, they have to hurry up and hide all the things and make it look like they're just sewing stuff. And that is the part of the book I am in now. But this book sort of grabbed my interest from page 1, so I have high hopes for that book. The next book is me getting into the Magnolia Parks universe, and we are starting with book 1, which is Magnolia Parks. And this series of books I picked up from Blackwell's in the UK before the tariffs, because now I think they don't even sell to the United States. But I wanted the original covers, and I don't like photographs on the front of my books. So I even though there's photographs on the back of the book, I'm okay with that. I wanted the original cover, so we got it from Blackwell's. This one says, how many loves do you get in a lifetime? She is a beautiful, self-involved, and mildly neurotic London socialite. He is Britain's most photographed bad boy who broke her heart. But Magnolia Parks and B.J. Ballantyne are meant to be, aren't they? So I've heard lots of good comments about this book. So I want to get into reading this book. And the last book for the month I am completely excited to get into. I finished the last book. I think I started it in March and finished it at the beginning of April. And that was Legendborn. So we are going into book 2 of the Legendborn cycle, and that is going to be Blood Marked. And this one says, all Bree wanted was to uncover the truth behind her mother's death. So she infiltrated the Legendborn Order, a secret society descended from King Arthur's knights, only to discover her own ancestral power. Now Bree has become someone new, a medium, a blood crafter, a scion. But the ancient war between demons and the Order is rising to a deadly peak, and Nick, the Legendborn boy Bree fell in love with, has been kidnapped. Bree wants to fight, but the regents who rule the Order won't let her. To them, she is an unknown girl with unheard of power, and as the living anchor for the spell that preserves, why do I keep saying preserves? That preserves the Legendborn cycle, she must be protected. When the regents reveal they will do whatever it takes to hide the war, Bree and her friends must go on the run to rescue Nick themselves. But enemies are everywhere. Bree's own powers are unpredictable and dangerous, and she can't escape her growing attraction to Selwyn, the mage sworn to protect Nick until death. If Bree has any hope of saving herself and the people she loves, she must learn to control her powers from the ancestors who wielded them first without losing herself in the process. So I am very excited to get into Bloodmarked and see what happens with Bree Selwyn and Nick in this book. Yeah, that is my most highly anticipated read for this month. And that is it, you all. Those are my reads from April and my TBR from May. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Until next time, stay curious, stay cozy, and I will see you in the next chapter. Bye.